Now at noon, guilty plea for a priest accused of stealing more than $100,000 from his former church. And good afternoon, I'm Vince Vitrano.
And I'm Bridget Shanahan. The state says the theft happened between 2008 and 2012. As Pete Zervakis reports, an agreement approved by the judge today could reduce the penalty from a felony to a misdemeanor if certain conditions are met.
Before Father James Dokos entered his plea of guilty, the assistant district attorney said all the money stolen from the Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church has been repaid. A silent Dokos and his lawyers had no words for the media this morning. Father Dokos, any comment?
There's going to be no comments about this today.
He pleaded guilty to using more than $100,000 in trust fund money earmarked for improvements at the Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church for personal expenses like credit card bills and dinners out.
He, at this point in time, has come in, accepted responsibility for what he did.
A deferred prosecution agreement entered today requires Dokos to perform 40 hours of community service and repay the stolen money. The DA's office says the latter has already happened.
The feedback that I got from the parishioners, I believe, was overall supportive of the agreement.
If all conditions are met over the next year, Dokos will be found guilty of a misdemeanor instead of a felony. But some in the Greek Orthodox community feel he should also be penalized by the church.
He ought not to be allowed to, stand in an altar and preside over the communion and everything else.
Dokos is next expected to come before the judge in exactly 1 year when he'll be sentenced based on his compliance with today's agreement. At the county courthouse, Pete Zervakis, today's TMJ4.
All right, Pete, thanks. Dokos was transferred from Milwaukee to a parish in Chicago suburbs. That was back in 2012, and he remains on unpaid leave from the diocese.
School has